So welcome to Challenge the Road. We're here at Pure Water. We've got the S599 WRC Subaru and the Subaru 22B. So I know you've all been waiting a while for me to get the Subaru rally car on the road. It's actually been 8 years since it's been prepared for me by Stuart Hall at Nortel Motorsport. I've taken it out now. Sort of enjoyed it. It's actually quite terrifying to drive, I think. I thought it would be really easy, but actually it just takes times with the gears. And also when I went out, there was so much traffic on the road and this doesn't like going slowly. On the other hand, we've got the 22B, one of my favourite all-time cars. You know, I really enjoy driving this. I think that since we've had the tyre technology as well move on with the 4Ss, it does drive really well, but it's totally different to the WRC. So today, I just went out in the WRC. We've got a video on the 22B that you can watch. But the WRC today was, honestly, I felt actually quite ill. It gave me butterflies in my stomach because it's so raw. I'm not sure you're going to hear me today, but we're out in the World Rally car. And it's scary, to tell the truth. Very scary. I'm not sure if I better talk. I just want to concentrate on driving, to tell the truth. You can just come with me for the ride. So this is 4th gear, up the hill. I just got to hope that wing mirror is in a good position, because this is a tough junction, so you can feel what it's like now to drive a World Rally car on the road. Pretty scary. And I can't see, so I'm going to have to try and use this back mirror. So it's one thing you've got to check, that your mirrors are working. That's all. Loads of revs. So it's just a case of, that was bloody scary because I couldn't really see. Oh my God, the steering's just electric. I can't. So let's just get some warmth in this car. To tell the truth, I'm crapping my pants at the moment because there's a big difference between this and the Lancia. This is a whole lot more serious. So and I need to be serious with it. This car's not for messing around. And obviously being left-hand drive as well, even though I'm getting more used to that with the Lancia. So it makes me feel a little bit sick, to be fair. Because obviously this car wants to go just 100% all the time. So I've never felt steering like this on a car. It's just minute turns. Turns like 1/4 of an inch. And it turns everything. It's a bit weird not using the clutch, but I think you just get used to it. And that's what you want, someone going 5 miles an hour. Anyway. I need to lay down already. This is ridiculous. It just feels all wrong driving it on the road. It doesn't feel quick. It's just the sensations and the noise just give you butterflies. And I hate coming to junctions because this clutch is just like on or off. I've got to decide which way to go now. So at 4th. Just needs to get warm, the whole gearbox and everything. an incredible experience. I'm not going to say I'm loving it. I'll just say it's an honour to take this car out, really. But this is the problem, going slowly you feel like you're young little boy there, thumbs up, there you go. No one will probably think it's a world rally car anyway, but it's just trying to get used to it. Just trying to get used to the gears and everything. What I do is I think I'm going to try and go, oh, don't come up here, thank you. I'm going to try and go right here. God, Jesus Christ. And people who say, oh yeah, you just take a rally car, go down the pub and come back, yeah. So I've been out in the WRC today, pretty incredible. I must admit, quite sort of terrifying on the road because you're going so slowly and this car just wants to go 100% all the time. Also, maybe the seating position wasn't quite for me, maybe a little bit too far forward. But yeah, the experience is pretty incredible, and the whining noise from the car makes you sound like the old footage of Richard Byrne. Colin McRae in that era. First thing I noticed on it was the clutch. The clutch is very on and off, and you're almost sort of bunny hopping a little bit down the road to get going, but once you're off, it's fine. Gearbox, don't have to use the clutch. That again takes just a little bit of time to get used to, but it does feel lovely going through the gears, but very, very close ratio. Sometimes third I went to first, and go to third I went to fifth, so it's just going to take time to get used to it. I think would I use it on the road much? Maybe not. You'll see from the footage, it takes a lot of concentration to drive a rally car on the road, mainly because it takes so much time to get the car warm. I actually felt better coming here after I'd done the footage and drove down. The car felt easier and better to drive. But again, when you're going slowly, it just feels, you know, you're hearing all the diffs which you hear on the video, the whine from the gearbox. Probably should have worn the headphones. So let's go through the history of this car, because you're going to see some of the footage, but it's an S5 99 manual gear change. They changed the sequential later on in the 99 and 2000 cars, but they made 22 of these 99 cars, and this is chassis 21. It's actually owned by a famous Russian cyclist. They put it out. Russia actually sponsored him to go out in the car to try and be a rally driver, and he done quite a lot of events in this. I think he done 2 or 3 years in WRC in different events. Didn't quite get there, but that was the history of the car. And then it went off to Ireland, where it was transferred to right-hand drive. Then I took it back to left-hand drive and made it one of the most original cars out there, actually. Obviously a lot of the cars were crashed and damaged during the time, but this one now is absolutely on the button. We think it was used by Richard Byrne as a test car. Most of them were test cars, even before they were sold, we found out, which really helps us with provenance and value, and maybe Kankkunen would have driven the car too as a test car. Differences, 22B and this. Actually, 22B's actually got a bigger rear spoiler, this is lower. One of the main things is the engine sits really low in this S5 version, super low, right down, whereas you see on the 22B it's very high, and that's just to give it that centre of weight, and that's why it was so agile. The other differences I found today was just the noise. It is so loud in there. You're probably seeing the footage, whether you can hear me or not, I don't know, but it's just so loud out there. Huge difference on a WRC car is the amount of carbon. So there's all carbon in here, but these cars had weight limits, so a lot of the time they would have steel arches, quite heavy on the bonnet and that, to get the car up to weight, because you can see all the carbon in the doors, in here on the front, handbrake. The other thing with the co-driver, he had a nice 5110 Nokia, that's still in here, which is quite nice. Anyone remember these phones? Great signal, great battery life, probably better than the latest iPhone. But yeah, it's totally stripped out in here, and you just hear and feel everything. pedals are amazing as well. It's really top quality there. But there's wires and everything in here, even in the back. It's just wires, batteries, ECUs, 2 fire extinguishers. Hopefully I won't need those. But yeah, the co-driver as well sits really low down, and when I took little Riley for a ride after the Buell show, he couldn't even see out. That's how low he's sitting in there. But yeah, it's quite amazing to be able to bring you these cars and show you what they're like inside. Obviously manual gearbox, we like that. As I say, it's a sequential, so you don't use the clutch on the way up or the way down. But yeah, it's a beautiful interior. Sparco seats, Pro Drive, absolutely lovely. So we spoke about the engine, let's have a look. So it sits really low down, like we said before. Air filter coming in here, but there's so many wires, and it must be amazing to work on. There's quite a bit of room here compared to the 22B, but you can see it's quite tight down in here. But at the end of the day, they would probably change the gearbox and all that in 20 minutes for different rallies. But I say the main difference is it sits so low down for that centre of gravity on there. Again, lots of carbon airbox. But yeah, it's a pretty immense car, this, and I do enjoy just looking at all the details. So in conclusion to the video, 22B, it's a fantastic road car. The WRC you can use on the road, but I think it's only very special occasions, and I feel like I need maybe a rally crew with me. But it's been an awesome day, awesome to drive this. I'm going to take it back home now, and the 22B is still the legend it was. I know the values have gone high and it's difficult for people to understand them, but it is a very limited car. Very few cars look like a rally car like this, and I'm amazingly proud to own both of them. Please like and subscribe to our channel. We've got lots more coming soon. We've got more on the P1 as well, which we got last week. See you soon. Thank you.